Hello and welcome to my video all about how to knit a twisted cast-on edge. This very easy pattern creates a nice sturdy edge, and I'll be demonstrating it on both garter stitch and stockinette stitch. All you need to do to begin is cast on a multiple of 4 stitches and then knit roughly ½ inch of fabric. In my case, I've cast on 20 stitches in super chunky yarn and then knitted 3 rows of garter stitch. So on this next row is where we're going to twist the stitches, and you need to begin by knitting 4. Just note that if you do this row on the right side, the raised diagonal lines, which we'll see later, will be on the wrong side, and vice versa. So that's just something to keep in mind. After you've done those 4 knit stitches, you need to rotate your right hand needle around your work. I'm going to take my needle towards the back and then down towards the front and up like so, but you can go in the opposite direction if you wish. Just make sure that whatever direction you go in, you do the same thing every time. And then you simply repeat this all across the row. So that's knit 4, make the twist, knit 4, and make the twist, and so on. This pattern is actually very easy to change because you can choose to knit more rows or fewer rows at the beginning, and you can also choose to twist your work more frequently or less frequently. So for the last part of this row, I'm going to twist the work every 2 stitches rather than every 4 stitches, just to show you the difference. So that's knit 2 and make a twist. Knit 2 and make a twist. And then knit 2, make a twist, and knit 2 to finish. And you can already see that where I twisted the work more frequently, the edge is more compact and stiff. Just be aware that if you change the number of stitches between each twist, you also need to change the number of stitches you cast on at the beginning. So for example, if you wanted 3 stitches between each twist, you would need to cast on a multiple of 3. Note that if you twisted the stitches on the right side, then these raised diagonal lines will be on the wrong side. And if you twisted the work on the wrong side, then these lines will be on the right side. I'm just going to do a few more rows of garter stitch now so that I can show you this edge properly. And here you can see the edge a bit more clearly. And you can see that it's pretty sturdy. I also made a sample in double knitting yarn, where I cast on 28 stitches, knitted 4 rows, and then twisted the stitches. I personally think you get a better, more pronounced effect with a lighter weight yarn like this. I also knitted a sample in stockinette stitch, and I made a twist every 4 stitches. So I knit 4, and then made a twist. Knit 4, and made a twist, and so on. And this was the result. You can see you get a kind of scalloped effect at the front, and then those diagonal lines at the back. As I mentioned before, if you want to have these diagonal lines on the front of your work, then you would need to twist your work on a wrong side row. So in this case, that would be a purl row. And lastly, I knitted a twisted stockinette stitch sample in double knitting yarn, just for comparison. As you can see, you get a more pronounced effect with a lighter weight yarn. And that's it, that's how you make a twisted stitch edging, in both garter stitch and stockinette stitch. I really hope you found this useful, and thank you very much for watching.